Oh, wow. Rise up, brothers and sisters, boys and girls, kings and queens, friends, frenemies, and you Asians. This is Brother Marley, and this is the Gambia One channel. This is the Gambia right here. I'm at Jaden's, obviously. This is where you'll find me 9 times out of 10. I'll be here. I'm over in Brufut, just between Brufut and Brusseby. Right now, though, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what I've been seeing going on in the news regarding a certain Elon Musk taking over Twitter. Now, I know it's old news, right? I know it happened a while ago. It must be, what, a week ago or so. I knew I felt a certain way about it and just needed to have a think about, you know, how I would condense that into a short video. So, first thing that I've heard since I've been here is you see these other people doing these big business moves. Why can't we do these big business moves? Well, when you look at people like Elon Musk, he is the son of a was it a emerald mine? It was an emerald mine, I believe. He was brought up in South Africa during the height of the apartheid era. So not only was his family very wealthy, but also he was living in a place of unabated privilege as well. Was that he was born in South Africa, yes, and then he moved with his family over to the United States, and they moved within like 1 year of the ANC taking power in South Africa. So in 1 year of Nelson Mandela walking down that road and taking over the presidency in South Africa, the Musk family were out of there. Makes you think. Yeah, imagine growing up in a country where you just run things because of the color of your skin. And I don't mean like, why is this fly attacking me for when I'm talking? And I don't just mean, you know, the media has something nice to say about you, or the police may kill 1 or 2 people who don't look like you to make you feel like as though you're better. I mean, it's enshrined in law that you are better than other people because of the color of your skin. Where the land is divvied up so that you have vast waves of land at your disposal, while the vast waves of people do not. That level of social handouts being given to you by the government will ensure that you will start life on, that level of social government handouts, on top of being one of the most wealthy families in the country. I'm assuming that last bit because of the fact that the man owned his own mine. Given that is your starting point, your trajectory of life is so much higher than everybody else's. Now, you know, Elon Musk has been very vocal about Twitter. He's been vocal about traveling to space. He's been vocal about many things. But even with his background, you know, face up front against apartheid South Africa, I haven't heard him speak about, you know, the people who are dealing with systematic racism. I haven't heard him talking about how, you know, people who are not being dealt a fair hand, especially those African people in their own homeland, not being treated fairly, whereas people who've come into the country, like him and his family, are being treated as though they're greater than. I never heard him speaking about that. What's more, I don't hear Elon Musk going into anything about justice for people that justice seems to skirt around and so on. I don't see him talking about that. everyone is creaming their pants thinking about how Donald Trump may come back to Twitter because Elon Musk is now running Twitter. And in fact, he's only the cherry on top. There's many others, from the far right, the alt-right, the right-wing media, the right-wing politicians who have been taken off of that platform because of their espousing views that are either racist, or it could be that, you know, they're speaking about other things like, you know, the whole pandemic thing. So I'm thinking, given his background and given how outspoken he is, juxtaposed with how quiet he is when he talks about the constant regime-driven apartheid state that he was brought up in. Given all that's going on, I don't see him taking on Twitter as being a good thing. I see it as being something that is going to be the hardening of Twitter. And let me tell you something. We have people speaking about their racist rhetoric without any concern for censorship or anything like that. That inspires and evokes other people to take action based on your words. You know, you have Jordan Peterson, for example. He would speak a lot about a whole manner of things, but people have taken it to far extremes about what that man actually really means. And even though he would deny it, there are people who are taking very drastic and destructive steps in his name. So, all that to say, even if people are not intending to, ones and ones will listen to what they say and will take action based on what they think they've heard or what they have heard, and other people will then interpret that to mean those people. So with Elon Musk taking over Twitter, we need to keep our eye on what's going on over there. We need to keep our eye close to what's going on over there, because the reason why you had apartheid was there's so few white people in comparison to the masses of black people. So they had to militarily control the masses of black people. The reason why there was such thing as Jim Crow and slavery, you know, the antebellum slavery in America, was because there were so few white people in comparison to the black people that they had to militarily keep those people in place. Same can be said for the Caribbean. The reason why you had so much vicious means that they kept people in those plantations was because they knew if they took their foot off of the necks of those people just a little bit, it would mean their destruction. There's a letter that was written by a member of the British Army when they were invading India. I wish I could find a reference. If I could find a reference to it, I'll put a link in the bottom. If I can't, there will be no link. But I quite clearly remember this corporal saying, how are we going to keep these Indian people subdued? Because all they have to do is all pick up one grain of sand and throw that grain of sand, and we'll be buried in an instant. So there's a lot of military might that goes along with this lowering of numbers of the oppressor in comparison to the oppressed. And we are seeing that there is less and less people of that European ethnicity being born around the world. So I'm not surprised by that chess move that Elon Musk took, but I don't think it's for our benefit. I know people like, Boyce Watkins would say, well, this is a good thing. Anyone who's offering free speech, it can only be good. Well, I mean, yeah, that could be good, but once you start looking at the wider context of it, it's not so good. So keep your eye out, people. And I'm not just talking to black people, I'm talking to the cool white people as well. Because I know you're not all just a bunch of racists. I know that's not true. I know there are people who are cool and calm, decent white people. I know there are. I know you're out there somewhere. I've met one or two. I know there must be more. There must be more. So you too, please keep your eye out. Watch for these white supremacists, please. All right, people. This is your brother Marley. And I'm signing off with concern and worry about what's going on in the future. Until next time, peace.